Good morning, grade 3 and 4. It's Mrs. Stolt again. I'm going to go through everything and then do third grade math. And then I'm going to do grade 4 in a separate video. So I just wanted you to know that, but I do need both classes to pay attention right now because I am going to talk about your reading, your new DT3. It's not really a DT3 for the next few weeks, but that new activity that you're doing in Google Classroom, excuse me. And then also your Wisconsin history for this week, okay? And a few other things. So today is Monday, April 20th, 2020, 4-20-20. For religion, you had prophet as your word of the week. And please, just as I would expect you to stay with devotion, if we were having it in the classroom, I really am expecting you to listen to and watch and follow along with the devotion that I do each morning, all right? You know that the most important thing of our day is God's Word, and that's a great way for us to start our day. And also, I give a lot of, at the end, I give a lot of little reminders or pointers of things that are coming up for the week. So it's really important to listen all the way through the end. And I hope you're participating because it is something that is to help you too. For example, to learn your hymns or sometimes to practice on your memory treasures as well. Okay, thanks. For math, grade 3 has a review and a preview of tomorrow's lesson. Grade 6, we're going to be talking, grade 4, we're going to be talking about evaluating expressions, but I'm going to do that in a separate video. And for reading, you have an epic read to do about Earth Day today and to take an AR test. And then this week you'll be working on the words in the packet and reading Castle on Viola Street from your hardcover reading book. Take an AR test on it, please. And then we'll be all working on your packet, all the things that go along with that reading story for this week, okay? And this time it's within the week. So you just have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to work on everything. Friday, I'm expecting that you would be turning things in, okay? Then let's talk about Wisconsin history. Alrighty. So this week we're going to be talking about, or the next couple of days, Wisconsin farming and agriculture. Okay, that's kind of a cool thing to be talking about during Earth Day week or Earth Week here. So I realize that on Wednesday is the day I'm going to be correcting your crossword puzzle, but I do want you to for sure before tomorrow morning have read this section on how do I read nonfiction. It's talking about, again, a special way that you can do that, which is by using classification. And we're going to do that together as a class, but I need to have you have read that before we do that activity tomorrow. You certainly today can read everything and do the crossword puzzle. The whole thing is due on Wednesday morning, and then you'll take your test on that. And as I mentioned, for us to be able to be finished with our activities and all of our classes by May 15th, we are going to go a little bit more quickly through our Wisconsin history ones. Your science things are going to be more through what we do for our reading for EPIC and DT3, okay? So you won't have separate science ones like this that you'll need to read and go through, but we are going to try to get through most of our Wisconsin history ones, okay? We have quite a few to go. All right, so if you have any questions on what to do for tomorrow or for Wednesday, make sure you let me go. I'll review it one more time, read everything over. For tomorrow, you specifically have to have this section read on how do I read nonfiction so that you're prepared to do that activity tomorrow as a class. One other reminder is your letters to the nursing home residents. This week we have a full week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I am expecting a letter today, a picture of it, and you send it to me. I am expecting a letter on Tuesday. I am expecting you, to write another letter on Wednesday and another letter on Thursday. Remember, this is your grammar grade. So kind of like when we did our DLDM things, I am expecting you to be able to, first of all, write a letter in a proper format, capitalization, punctuation, end marks, all of those kinds of things, okay, to do those appropriately, to write an interesting letter, of course, and to change it up a little bit so that it's not always the same. I'm not necessarily counting spelling wrong, but I am going to show you or tell you how to fix it so that we are doing that correctly, okay? And then on Friday, you would put them all in the one envelope and ship them off. I hope you have been mailing them because it does no good for those wonderful letters. And by the way, they have been awesome. They've been wonderful to not get to those residents and give them a ray of sunshine in their day, okay? All right. So I think, oh, the other thing I didn't put on the board, but so this week and next week and the week after, actually, you're not really going to be doing a daily DT3 activity that you have a worksheet to fill out. You have something that will take you a little bit longer. The first one that you want to start on today, especially, is to be looking at some of those junior park ranger activities. And what you do is just click on them. I don't need you to download anything today, but here's an example of what the Underwater Explorer one looks like. And just kind of look through it and look through some of the information that they give you on some of the activities you would be doing. Look at least 3 of them. You certainly can look at all of them. Look at least 3 of them. And then there's a document in Google Classroom to fill out to show that you've looked at 3 of them and then to tell me what your choice is. And that is due by Wednesday so that I can make copies of the things that you need. Someone from your family will be picking up things, materials for the next few weeks, and I need to have that in there for you, okay? So that's part of it. The other part is to go on virtual tours of at least 3 different national park sites. Now that means that within that national park, there could be more than one site within the same national park. So it's not that you have to go to 3 different parks necessarily. And you'll see that when you go onto the website. It gives you a list of 20 different activities you can do. And the last one then has more of individual sites that you can go to and visit, and you go and look at one specific thing within that park, okay? So that's what I'm asking you to do, is go to that one specific thing, look at one site, and get some interesting facts and information about it, okay? And so that is taking some time here. I'm giving you all the way through Sunday evening. And feel free to do it with your families. Put it on the big screen if your television has the capability of doing that. But also remember to have some pencil and paper there so that you can be writing down your ideas. If you have any questions, make sure you give me a jingle, okay? Thank you. All right, grade 4, you are dismissed for right now. I'll continue with grade 3, and then grade 4, look for your separate math lesson, okay? To watch that video. All right. So grade 3, we're going to talk about long division again. This is a new concept, and it's important for us to go over it and over it and over it. And before you know it, it truly will be second nature to you, and you'll be doing it with flying colors, no problems at all, okay? One of the things I wanted to remind you is, just like with any time we're doing math equations, there are different math terms that we use for the different numbers. Like when you're adding, you have addend plus addend plus addend gives you a sum, equals a sum. When you're subtracting, you have a difference as your answer. When you're multiplying, it's a factor times a factor times a factor times a factor. You could have many factors, and that gives you a product, okay? Well, when you're dividing, you have names for those numbers as well. So the number, when we're doing long division, that goes underneath our division bar is called the dividend, okay? The number we divide it by is called our divisor. And then the number that we get for our answer is called our quotient. So you know that if they are asking you to find the quotient of 72 and 9, for example, they're asking you to divide. 72 divided by 9 gives you 8. 8 would be the quotient for that, okay? Or, for example, if I have a dividend of 12 and a divisor of 3, what is my quotient? 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay? Now, we're going to go through a couple sample equations, all right? And it might help you to have a piece of paper and a pencil and do them with me, okay? And I'm going to try something a little bit different today with you, and that is I'm going to do some different colors as I'm doing each section, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is write all in black, and you can just have your regular pencil. Don't worry about that if you'd like, or if you want to get more colors, I'm using orange and blue besides my black today, okay? If you want to be exactly the same as Mrs. Stoll. Remember, you can pause the video at any time, all right? So the first problem that we're going to do is 76 divided by 2. Okay, 76 divided by 2. So our dividend is 76. Our divisor is 2. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at this first digit as our lone divisor right now. Oh, that kind of erased my top of my 7 there as I went over it. Okay, so there's my 7. we're going to forget about the 6 for right now. Okay, so we're just going to concentrate on the 7 as being our divisor. So 7 divided by 2. So you have to think, if I have 7, how many sets of 2 can I get out of that? Well, count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 is too many. So I have to stick with just 3 sets of 2 that I can get out of 7. Where do I write that 3? Well, it was our quotient, wasn't it? In 7 divided by 2, it was our quotient. It was our answer. And so it goes in the answer blank. All right, so you have dividend, divisor, quotient as part of the answer. And now we have other work to do. Okay, this is where our work takes place. So our next job is to multiply. So we're going to multiply this part of our quotient, 3, by the divisor. 3 times 2 is 6. And then our next step is to subtract. We subtract 7, take away 6, and we get 1. Our next step is bring down, and the digit we bring down is this 6 from our first divisor. We bring that down, and now we have a new dividend. Did I say divisor before? I may have. I apologize. Part of our dividend. So now we have a new dividend. Our new dividend is 16. We're going to follow this same process. 16 divided by 2. That's easy. That's an 8. That was our answer. So we write the 8 as part of our answer because it's part of the quotient. Okay? And now we continue our work. We're going to finish our work. So we take that part of our quotient, number 8, times 2, and that gives us 16. We subtract, and we get 0. Nothing else to bring down, so we are finished. Now, we could check our answer, right? We take our quotient, 38, we multiply by our divisor of 2, and we see if we get the same answer as our dividend, 76. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. We did it. All right. Can we try one more? Let's try one more. All right, this time we're going to do 81 divided by 3. So again, our dividend is 81, our divisor is 3. We have to find the quotient. So what's our first dividend number going to be? The 8. So we're just going to look at 8 as our dividend. 8 divided by 3. Okay, now I have to count by 3s. 3, 6, 9. Up 3 of them is too much, so it's a 2 again. All right. I guess we didn't have a 2 again. We had a 2 as our divisor last time, didn't we? So 2 was part of our answer. It was our quotient. So it has to go in the quotient spot. What's our next spot? Our next stop is to multiply. We multiply that quotient times our divisor. 2 times 3. And it gives us 6, and we put that underneath the 8, underneath the part of our dividend. And we subtract. 8 take away 6 is 2. Our next step is to bring down, and we're going to bring down the 1. Okay, now you'll notice we have a new dividend, right? We have a dividend of 21. We go back to the beginning since we have a new dividend and start over. 21 divided by 3. Another easy one, 7. That's our quotient. In 21 divided by 3, it's our quotient. So that number has to get written in the quotient spot. Now we continue our work. 7 times 3, we do just the 7 and the 3, gives us 21. Our next step is to subtract. We get 0. Is there anything else to bring down? No. Let's check our work. Oh, I'm using the orange right now. Hope that's okay. So we do our quotient, 27, times our divisor of 3. And let's see if we get our dividend. 3 times 7 is 21. Write the 1, carry the 2. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 more is 8. We did it. All right. So, third grade, you have one side of your sheet today that is working on long division again, okay? You have the second side that is actually a preview for tomorrow's lesson. So you'll get a pre-practice, okay? And it talks about sorting, and I don't think you'll have any difficulty with that. But if you do, if you have a question, certainly call me or go ahead and look at some of the examples in lesson 102. That's the lesson that it goes along with, okay? All right, have a great day and be sure and call me if you have any questions. Bye-bye.